Have you had an oh wow moment where you have been just shocked or surprised at some sort of internet technology?
No.
No.
Someone just, all at once I saw my name on the email that someone put me on Facebook, and you have to confirm that you would be on Facebook, so it was just accidentally. Roger Massey is a student who was at OC and worked in outreach with me, and I just happened to see his name one day in Facebook, and so I asked to be connected with him, and we've been communicating. He is now doing mission work in Croatia, and so it was again a real thrill, because I'd kind of lost, we used to communicate, but kind of lost that.
One thing that still strikes me is that I am connected with a lot of people who do the same job as I do in universities across the country. And when I think back to even a year ago, when we weren't via Twitter, and private online communities, and when I think back to even a year ago when we didn't have that option, or we weren't connected like that, it just blows my mind.
Well, I suppose my first international Skype cast was really a big wow like that. The four of us were talking about blogs and international learning, and it was just incredible. We were having that call over Skype for free, and we recorded it and shared it as a podcast. But to talk for free, with three other teachers in other places, including two that were international, and being able to have that experience was just unbelievable.
I've never had a computer, and I just have no desire to have one. Now, I think they're great, and there's some people my age that really do enjoy them, but I just have no desire whatsoever to have a computer. Oh no, I have a telephone, and I have unlimited calling. If I want to talk to them, I just pick up the phone and call them. That works real good for me.
No, I'm not on any of them, not a single one.
And why not?
Everyone I know is on them, so I feel a lot of pressure to be on them, but I've decided not to be. One reason is because I'm in a new city, and I feel like I should be making friendships and forming relationships with people that live near me, and spending my time that way, face to face. But the other reason is I would be tempted to spend hours at the computer if I got on those, because I have that kind of personality where I would want to know what everybody's doing, or if there were any updates or that kind of thing. So I'm not on, just protecting my time.
This whole idea of the consumer becoming the prosumer, and publishing content, I think it's very exciting and empowering, because traditionally there have been really a limited number of voices for who was allowed to publish to the masses, and this idea now that anyone can be a content creator and producer has important implications for critical thinking and education.
And, there's some relationships that are on those, websites that are online that then go to the next step where you start talking privately, on email or chatting some other way or something.
No, I would say there are real connections, and the reason I feel that there are real connections, I gave Roger Massey as an example, but he has been able to ask me questions about where we are now in our lives, and it was here several years ago. I've been able to learn more about his work in Croatia. I didn't realize he had gone back there and been there for the last 5 years, and his children have adjusted well there and so on. So I would say that I've been able to get some in-depth information through Facebook that I would not have been able to get with that. I would not have called them on the telephone, for instance.
I would say yes and no. Yes, they're real, just for that reason that I said, that sometimes, you form friendships that then become an actual friendship. But I still communicate pretty regularly with people on those message boards that I don't even know what they look like. I wouldn't I don't know their real name. Sometimes I know where they live, sometimes I don't. So that's very different than a person that you actually see and meet in person. And there are a lot, you have a lot of questions about someone when you first meet them, and sometimes those questions are answered instantly by being in the presence of that person.
There are people who think they know me based on my online presence, and I would say that they don't. And I don't know if that's fair of me to say, but there are people who read my blog and feel like they know me. And I don't think that's accurate either.
Sure, they definitely are. Perception shapes our reality, and we perceive the world in different ways. But when I am when I am reading somebody's Facebook post, or I am in Second Life, talking with somebody, whether I'm doing a keyboard text chat or I am using, audio. I mean, I'm interacting. Of course, I could be interacting with computer-based avatars, not, real people. But it is a philosophical question. What is reality?
There's a guy, I'm very passionate about blood donation, and I talk about it a lot online and in real life. And this week I'm going to donate blood, and I'm going to take one of my Twitter friends with me because they've heard how much I talk about it, and so that's real.